I would 9 times out of 10 have a cesarean. So that vaginal birth option, come here, pumpkin, come. That vaginal birth option that I've always wanted, it's just out the door. Come. I was trying to get Lulu to say hi. He's so fat. Ugh. Here he is. He gives me comfort. You love me. So I had to accept that because I was really tired of getting my hopes up, wanting to have a vaginal birth, because it's like I would take 5 steps forward and then I would take 10 steps back. You know what I mean? First, it was the myomectomy, which caused previa while I'm pregnant. And then I got excited that the placenta slightly moved. Then they told me, well, your baby is growing pretty rapidly and your baby will be pretty big. Therefore, we don't think we want a 10-pound baby coming out of you anyway. The good thing is, even though my due date is the end of May, they have to move because I'm having a cesarean, instead of waiting to go into labor, they don't want that to happen. They don't want me to go into labor up under any circumstances. They want to basically plan a cesarean date 2 to 3 weeks before my due date, so I do not go into labor, because if I go into labor, that's going to cause a lot more complications. It's just, it's almost like sometimes I just want to cry. Like, why this just couldn't be one of those moments where I get what I want, from my pregnancy. Why? And it makes me question the decisions I made when I had my myomectomy. Like, if I didn't have a myomectomy and I had UFE, would I still have these issues? Would the fibroids be growing as fast as they are? Would I actually have previa if I had a UFE? It just makes me question a lot of my decisions. And the reason that I talk to you all and kind of take you on this journey with me is because I think it's important to know your options, so you're not in the situation that I'm in. I'm in an unfortunate situation to where I can't control it. I don't have options when it comes to delivering this baby vaginally or via cesarean. There is no option for me. I can't choose. You know what I mean? It's vaginal birth is out the door, off the table. I can never have a vaginal birth ever. And part of that is because I had a myomectomy. And I didn't think about that, when I was making my decisions, because I didn't know about a lot of this. I never heard of previa. I didn't know that I would have to have a cesarean because of a myomectomy until after my myomectomy. I never heard of UFE, uterine fibroid embolization, which is a non-surgical procedure to remove your fibroids, which USA Fibroid Centers perform all the time. They have over 40 locations around the U.S. I never even heard of USA Fibroid Centers. It was like, because I wasn't informed, I feel like I made bad decisions. And because of those bad decisions, this is where I am today. So yeah, this baby is growing, put it this way, within the past 4 weeks, and that was the last time I seen my doctor. Like I said, she was 3.1 pounds. She's 5.6. She gained, she's gotten over 2 pounds bigger. So they've estimated, if I was to go 40 weeks, she'll be over 10 pounds. If they cut that down to 2 to 3 weeks, she should be definitely over 8 pounds. Even with my cesarean, I'm going to have a baby that's over 8 pounds. That's a big baby. It's a big baby. I mean, I didn't notice, because I'm looking down my stomach like, how could you get so big? Because it's mainly my weight has came directly to my stomach. My face didn't get all fat. My nose didn't spread all wide. My arms didn't get all big and wiggly. I would say my thighs got slightly bigger, but most of my weight came to my stomach. Because I would go out in public, and even when I was 7 months, they like, oh, you're due any day now. And I'm like, no. But I've never been pregnant before, so I didn't know what size you're supposed to be or what's considered normal. I'm just, pregnant and taking it day by day. I was looking at the questions on here. I'll answer the questions, you guys, on the next live that I'm doing at 6:45. No, 6:30. We'll do that one at 6:30. But I just wanted to tell you the updates from my doctor and basically let you know vaginal birth is off the table. As far as previa, still have previa. Placenta moved slightly and my fibroids grew. The biggest one was 5.2 centimeters, I believe, and now it's 6 centimeters. I don't know how big they're going to grow. My next appointment is in 2 weeks. So they're going to monitor my fibroids every time I go to the doctor just to make sure everything is okay. I have been having these weird pains in my pelvic area, and I don't know if that's coming from the baby growing, because she's growing very rapidly and big, or if it's coming from pelvic pain from my fibroids. I have no idea. But at this point, I don't have too much further to go. I've accepted my fate, which is no vaginal birth for me. And I hope that this journey that I'm taking you on with me, pregnant with fibroids, if any of you are ever in my position, you can make better decisions, as far as knowing your options on what you want to do to remove your fibroids, eating healthier, because everybody knows I'm into health and wellness, but it didn't stop my fibroids from coming back. They came back. And getting more familiar with USA Fibroid Centers, because they're very knowledgeable with fibroids. They perform UFE procedures all the time, and they have over 40 locations located around the U.S. So I really hope that my journey pregnant with fibroids will just inform you and enlighten you on better decisions, because I didn't make the best decision, and I'm suffering the consequences because I didn't make the best decisions. And it's not the worst situation. Okay, it is not the worst situation that I'm in. It's just a situation I would prefer not to be in. I would prefer not to have previa. I would prefer to have a vaginal birth. I would have preferred to not have that myomectomy surgery that I had 2 years ago, but I can't double back. I can't go back in time and change what I did. I just have to move forward and make better decisions. So that's why Can you guys hear me? Well, that's why I'm an ambassador today. And on the next live, which we'll have at 6 o'clock, we'll answer some questions at that time. I felt myself getting a little emotional just a second ago. I had to stop because, my hormones been all over the place. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me. If anybody can hear me, just say yes, please. My emotions have been all over the place since I've been pregnant. So I don't know if I've been extra emotional because of the pregnancy or it's just really something that I wanted, which is a vaginal birth. But be sure to come back at 6:30. And I swear it's me and you. We're going to, and I wanted this live to be intimate. I didn't want to bring any doctors on. I didn't want to bring anyone on. I wanted to have a one-on-one with you guys, and I wanted you to really, really know my situation. And sometimes it is hard to talk about, but it's my situation. I've accepted it, and we're going to talk more when I come back at 6:30. I hope that my lives have been informative. It's been enlightening you, and hopefully you make better decisions if you are in my situation, or even if you're not pregnant with fibroids, if you just happen to have fibroids, because it will happen to at least 70% or 80% of all women around the world. It's just good to know this information anyway and know that UFE is an option. Okay? All right, so make sure you come back at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's 4 o'clock here now. So I'll be back in about 2.5 hours to talk more about my doctor's appointment, pregnant with fibroids, and then it's time to answer your questions, okay? Thank you for listening to me. All right. Don't forget, 6:30, so because I'm going to answer all of your questions in the comments. 6:30. All right. Peace.